All right, I'm done with my final inspection on the Nashville run. Now off to pick up my Chattanooga reload. It is over in the first lot that I went into, and it's there to the left. Gonna swing. Well, nope, somebody got in front of me. All right, gotta get, he's there again. All right, anyway, getting situated. Gonna get this picked up and on the road to Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, I am all hooked up to this cottage, Cedar Creek. It's a park model. It's the 40 CK. And here's the info. Right there, 15,565 dry. All hitched up, so let's kick off this video in 1, 2, 3, go. Done with Uniquely-DOUBLEBEE. Got down the road a little bit with this reload. It's a Cedar Creek cabin or cottage. Let's see, what is it called? Cedar Creek Cottage. And it's 42 feet long, weighs a little over 15 grand, and she pulls like a sumbitch. It's not aerodynamic at all. It's worse than that 42-foot one I pulled to Delaware the other day, the toaster. But anyway, this has been one of them afternoons where Camping World of Nashville, I called ahead by 2 hours, asked them to have this one ready after I dropped my new one off, gave them the new one, then I switched over to their used lot to get this one hooked up to do a reload, which means it's it's going between dealerships, or typically a reload might go back up to Indiana for some kind of repair. Anyway, they didn't have it ready. They didn't know where it was. They had to locate it. Then once they located it, got it all put out there, but they didn't do anything to it. So everything, all the switches were on, so when I plugged up and hooked my battery up for the emergency brakes, the whole thing was lit up. And not to mention, the propane tank cover, the whole shell was there, but the cover, the top was missing. The manifold, the propane manifold cover, it was loose and off, and I got it here in the truck. Both tanks were on, so I turned them off, and then the front jack leg to raise the tongue. This was the dumbest form of engineering, and I'll have a little video of it. But instead of making it to where you can turn the handle in 360 or put an electronic jack on like that Nightfall had, where you can do it electronically, no, they put this one tight against the propane tank case that was secured to the A-frame. And then the handle was made with these good gears that you had to turn 180, flip it, twist it, rubber down, throw some gravy and stuff on it. But anyway, then you crank it half turn again, do this, and you had to do this all the way up and all the way down. Oh, look at this bullshit. Half a turn each time to do the damn leg. Oh my God, it took almost a half an hour just to get it down onto the ball because they had it up so high. So that pissed me off. It was 90 something degrees out, of sweating like a horrid church. And then, not to mention, they couldn't find the keys. So I went back in, and they said, oh, it's with the water heater. I said, okay, that's where they usually put it. So I go find the water heater, and it's a residential, it's like a 50-gallon residential water heater in this thing. And no keys. So I go back in. I said, where's the keys, guys? And they said, well, we might have thrown them in the kitchen sink. So I go back, and the kitchen sink is in the island that's behind the two slides. The kitchen has two slides that came together, and there was no way to get to them because there was a spiral staircase up to a loft blocking that entrance. So I had to get this kid to come out there and do all the slides. So he came out, he's a salesperson, didn't even know how to work the damn thing. So I had to show him how to, push this button. I said they're hydraulic, so one of these slides is going to start first, and then the others are just going to all follow. They're all hydraulic. Anyway, he was like, cool, I didn't know that. But anyway, got it going. Got the freaking thing open. Sure shit, the keys were there in the sink. So got the keys. Then come to find out that everything in this camper was open. Doors, sliding doors, shower door was not locked. Lights were on, TV wasn't fastened, refrigerator wasn't fastened. So I made this kid do all that stuff. I didn't lay hands on it. As a wave driver, I do not recommend you touching anything on the inside. You make one of them do it. So the responsibility is on them. Then while his back turned, I took pictures of him doing it. Anyway, got the whole thing buttoned up, slides back in. I told him thanks, moved on. They got it all hooked up to the truck. And then, I had to install the emergency battery. Oh, and these engineers, geniuses. So, the front cab of the camper came down over the top of the battery tray, which was behind the propane tanks. So you had to push the battery up underneath the camper, slide under there, lift it up and angle it and throw it into this tray. Then I had to get straps on it, so that way I could secure my battery that we have to provide to do this. Oh my God. So anyway, got that taken care of. Then I could start my pre-check. So I went around and there was sap on the glass in various spots. I don't know how I got there. Don't care. But marked that down. Marked down all the stuff that was open. And the stuff on the propane tank. And then took off. Well, this thing is a brick and a half. So really windy on 24. Once I got on 24, headed southeast. This thing was blowing me all over the place. So I figured that, well, I didn't have enough air in my airbags after all. So hit a Love's truck stop, found some air, got that taken care of, and everything's planed out now. And then my auxiliary tank, I filled with 90 gallons of fuel, and so that added weight. So she drives a little bit better now. But man, so if you're a wave driver, just get prepared for days like this. Like, it was a sweet run with the new camper all the way down. I had to spend the night because my hours ended because I came from Delaware, got that one, and I ran out of hours, so I had to stop in Memphis, Kentucky. Crazy. Anyway, it's really neat though. Got to watch a lot of truckers, fight each other for parking spaces. So that was good entertainment. And then picked this damn thing up after I dropped off the other one. And my dispatcher is rocking it, giving me good loads to take, making good money. Like this one here is getting me an extra $250 in my pocket, so that takes care of 3/4 of that fuel that I put in. And I didn't even get a chance to look at the app that Wave gives us to see what the discount was per gallon. But I think Love's is third best. I think it's like TA and Pilot and Petrol. Maybe it's number 4. Anyway, Love's is not the greatest discount, coffee. And their showers are really super clean and efficient on getting them open so that way you can take a shower. So I really like that. And that's about it. Anyway, so I'm gonna get here to, I called ahead to this Camping World down here in Chattanooga, and they weren't damaged by the storms. And my heart goes out to everybody who's a victim of that. It's raining right now in Chattanooga, which sucks, but blessings to everybody who helped these people. And anyway, I'm watching the road mainly, of course. But I called them and I said, hey, I'm coming in hot, got this reload, didn't know about it until I got there. And they were like, well, we closed at 5 in the service department, and that's who you got to take it to. And I said, well, I'm about 50 miles out. It's coming. And she goes, well, can't you just turn around and take it back? I said, take it back to who? They released it. They don't own it anymore. I said, I got it, and it's coming to you. I said, are you in sales? And she said, yes. And I said, well, you're open later, right? Yep. I said, well, I'm coming in to talk to you. She said, okay. I said, you just need to sign, take this camper off my hands, because I am not spending the night in your parking lot because I'm going to be 5 minutes late. She said, I understand. So anyway, good old Camping World. They have a lot of good stuff, but man, some of their processes are just jacked. But hey, they keep ordering campers and keeps us transporters busy. Go Camping World. That's about it. Oh, they do honor warranties real good on like if you're buying goods for your camper. Like I got a lot of stuff from them just to store, like stinky slinkies and landing pads and outdoor chairs and things like that. And the warranties that they have on that stuff is crazy good. Had a set of nice chairs that had a lifetime warranty. Took it in because they finally just started giving out. They just handed, they just said, well, hand me those, and here's your new ones. And I said, cool. That was it. Signed and left. So that was cool. And then, just other things, but I've never had any luck on my personal side with maintenance with them, nor sales. But again, as long as they're asking for campers that I can bring to them, I'm fine with that. All right, here I am arriving at Chattanooga on the same day. Or if you can look at that bottom right corner that I highlighted, I am 47 minutes late from their service department closing. And I kept calling them to arrange someone to be there. They say someone to be in the sales office. However, as I come to find out, that was not going to happen. Turns out the sales office, which closed at 6 p.m., wouldn't sign for the camper because they said it was the service department's procedure and they needed to handle it. This included the manager who I spoke to directly. He said that he wasn't going to even sign for it because he relied on his service team to. But as we're going to find out, the next morning that I woke up after spending the night in the lot, the guy in his black truck said that someone would help me get this thing checked in. All right, transfer. Yeah, and I'll need some signatures.
Yeah, once he's here, I'll tell him here.
Huh?
Once he gets here, I'll tell him here.
Okay, good.
That way you got to carry it all the way over.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. He also mentioned that I can go ahead and just detach the RV from the truck, and when that guy gets here, he can just do his inspection, and then we'll go up to their office and get this thing processed in, and then I can be on my way. Now we're going to see another guy here in a red truck, which is the security guy, checking to see if everything's cool. Morning. One guy came by and he said he's going to send somebody. Oh, okay. All right. So like I mentioned earlier, I did arrive late, but the sales office and the sales manager would not help me. But come to find out, the service guy that was going to check me in here at this service department, he actually lived in the RV park and went home at 4:45, which was his camper because he's a full-timer there. And they could have easily maybe called him and seen if he could have come over and just checked me out so I can get home that evening, but I had to stay there that night, which is something you need to plan for, like have a contingency plan. So my contingency plan at this park or RV camp, at this Camping World was to just stay the night. So now I've got the camper checked in. It is released to Camping World, and I don't have another run until tomorrow. And so my goal is to head home, but I got contacted by my wife, and she said she came down in the other truck, and here she is right over where I parked before. Voila. So now we're going to head off and grab lunch or dinner on the way home and complete this day, and then I'll rest for the night and get myself going up to Indiana to take a run to New Braunfels, Texas. So here we are boogieing. About halfway, we decided to go to Aubrey's. If you haven't been there, this is a pretty great place. All right, making a couple hundred plus with this one. I made close to a couple thousand on the one before this one. No, like 1,500, and the Delaware one about 1,800. So I'm doing all right for this last 4 days. So it's good work. All right, y'all. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff that social people do. And if you join Wave, my name and stuff will be in the description below. Please use my name as a reference. It helps me out, and then we'll start referring people to you when you get going if you have a YouTube page or some kind of social site. Okay, I'm gonna quit yapping. Talk to y'all later. Don with Uniquely-DOUBLEBEE out.